Most people fall for these 4 things.
I'm locking in for 2026, and here's the truth. Lack of motivation isn't what keeps you stuck. These psychological fallacies are. Most people think that they just need more discipline or a better routine, but the real problem is the mindset traps that you don't even realize you're falling into. Once you understand these 4 patterns, everything about your habits and follow-through makes so much more sense.
Let's talk about how to avoid these fallacies and stay on track with your goals. If you're new here, my name is Macy. I'm 23 years old. I live alone in New York City, and I'm on a journey to build my dream life. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you are as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So, common fallacy number 1 is all or nothing thinking. All or nothing thinking is a cognitive distortion. It's a form of perfectionism where experiences are placed into binary categories. Maybe you committed to working out 6 days a week and you missed one day and you think, oh my gosh, this messes up the whole thing. I'm gonna start all over again next month. Maybe you're trying to eat healthier and you're trying to meal prep your food and your lunches and your dinners, but you got really busy with work, you got distracted, and you ended up eating out every single day of the week, and you're like, I guess I'm gonna have to start this diet like next month. All or nothing thinking is really about using perfectionism as a means of distraction. And so let's talk about the solve. When it comes to this fallacy, I think the biggest thing is reshifting your framework and your mindset and taking on the approach that done is better than perfect. I really try and embrace that saying. For instance, my YouTube channel, there are many weeks where sometimes the videos that I upload are not as high quality or high effort as other videos that I've uploaded in the past, and I've thought, oh, do I upload it? Maybe I restart next week. No, I'm gonna force myself and I'm gonna push through it and I'm going to upload anyways. A lot of this has to do with accepting the fact that it's very realistic to fall off the wagon. It's about getting back up and accepting that that is just part of the journey and part of the process. Motivation is just not reliable and not consistent, so if you're constantly thinking, I'm gonna wait until next month when I feel motivated again, or New Year's when the resolutions come around, like, no. Most people fall off and don't get back on, and that's where most people fail. So if you really want to change your life and achieve a goal that you want, you have to stick with it and think through the lens of accepting that you are probably going to fall off, you're probably going to fail a few times, you're probably going to do things subpar, and that's okay. That's all part of the process, and it's better to show up, even if it's not perfect. At the end of the day, it's the act of consistency, it's the act of discipline that carries you through and eventually gets you to your end goal. My favorite solve is thinking about discipline as a muscle that you have to exercise. Constantly exercising discipline in many different facets and forms in your life to really reinforce the practice of showing up, even when you don't want to and even when it's not perfect. It's kind of like going to the gym. I've talked about this before in previous videos, but when it comes to working out, I work out 6 days a week, but there are a lot of days where that workout kind of just, I'm going through the motions, I'm not really in it, and that's just part of the journey. I still love working out, and the act of consistency and showing up and going to the gym every single day is the thing that reinforces that I am someone that works out, I go to the gym regularly, and I am active, and it's part of my lifestyle, versus if I had just given up and said, you know what, I'm gonna start over again next week. Like, no, don't start over. Don't wait to start until the, conditions are right. Start now and start today. And I think that's, again, where so many people fail and so many people just don't follow through. It's just showing up for yourself. Fallacy number 2, effort substitution. This is a progress illusion. Buying a new MacBook is not gonna make you a millionaire overnight. Maybe it will, but I highly doubt it, unless you focus on what's in front of you first. Effort substitution is another fancy word for procrastination. Specifically, when you replace the actual work that's gonna help you make progress with something different that kind of feels like progress, but in reality, it's not actually moving the needle. Buying a MacBook for college class is great, but it doesn't actually substitute the work that you need to put in to ace those classes and finish your degree. I love color coding. I love organizing my binder. I love having things alphabetically ordered. I loved just things that look very satisfying, makes my heart very happy. However, focusing on that is not getting me anywhere. I can color code my planner for 2 hours, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually getting through all of the to-dos that I have to do that day. It's just wasting time. Again, effort substitution is procrastination at its finest, and it's really important to catch yourself, similar to the all or nothing fallacy. the conditions are never going to be perfect. You can never expect everything to be just perfectly in place for you to make progress. At the end of the day, hard work is the only thing that is going to move the needle, and you have to be prepared and ready to embrace the friction of whatever activity needs to be done. Like, if that means working out early in the morning, I need to be prepared to suffer a little bit and wake up really early, even if I don't want to, and just like suck it up. Like, I have to commit to the friction and accept that and go forward. Do the thing, do the work. No pair of beautiful running shoes, cute workout sets is gonna actually impact like the work that I would do and put in at the gym. It's not a substitute, and it can't be a distraction. It can be a secondary supporting element for sure, but it can't be the main thing that gets me motivated to do whatever work I need to do. So the solve here, again, is really about accepting the fact that I'm gonna have to suffer a little bit when I wake up early in the morning at 5 a.m. and I don't really want to because it's cold outside and it's dark, but I need to commit to that part before I commit to buying new shoes or buying the cute workout set. Like, making sure that you are committed to doing the work first. I don't know why, but it's a very common fallacy, and I think so many people get this wrong and focus on the wrong things. Like, they're not focused on discipline, they're focused on external motivation that doesn't actually drive you or propel you forward and get the work done. Like, switching from motivation to discipline is honestly the biggest thing. And with discipline comes recognizing like, hey, I'm gonna get this done no matter what. I also try to take a more minimalist approach when it comes to how I approach my goals. I think about romanticizing the day-to-day and focusing on the little things and the experiences that I know I can have without glamorizing something that I don't. I work out at Equinox, but when I first started getting into the gym and running and like even getting into weightlifting, like I started out with like a backpack and like cat litter, and I ran in Converse sneakers. Now that I'm a decade into having this concrete workout routine that I've like proven to myself consistently that this is part of who I am in my life and what I like to do, yeah, I think it's fair to upgrade my gym membership. Now I work out at Equinox, and now I wear Hoka and enjoy that extra additional fun factor that having those material possessions help support me achieve my goals, but it's not going to be the main thing that actually helps me put in the work. At the end of the day, no MacBook, no fancy running shoes, and no color-coded planner will help you achieve the goal that you want. The only thing that will is doing the actual work. So we'll leave it at that. Fallacy number 3, the sunken cost fallacy. I'm sure many people have heard of this before, but it's worth discussing. The sunken cost fallacy is when you keep doing something out of guilt for the effort that you've already put in. It's because you've already invested so much that you're using that as a distraction to keep you from pursuing what you actually want. And this is something that I see so many people do, especially after college. Maybe you have all of your work experience in a field that is completely different from what you actually want to do, and you want to switch industries, but you feel like you've already invested all this time and energy and money into your degree and your work experiences into this one field that it doesn't make sense to switch. And I understand that perspective. I do recognize that it's pretty privileged for me to like sit here and say that, oh yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But my caveat is that I really do believe that this fallacy keeps average people doing average things. If you want to be above average, you have to think outside of the box. So let's talk about the solve. I really think that the sunken cost fallacy reinforces a scarcity mindset rather than one of abundance. I believe that every experience that you have is a learning opportunity, and it's up to you to make it a learning opportunity or a waste of your time. In my opinion, no experience is a bad experience. Whether or not you succeed in life is up to you and the mindset that you choose to hold. I know that that's easier said than done, and that I'm coming from a place of privilege, but I can promise that, when I was younger, this was still the mindset that I chose, and I really do believe that I owe a lot of my success in my career and in my current lifestyle due to this mindset. Treating everything as a learning opportunity and aligning with the mindset of a person who sees abundance in opportunities. I can't stress this enough. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a quote from my LinkedIn on this because I'm like so diehard about treating everything as a learning experience. No matter what, no experience is a bad experience. It's up to you. Speaking in this analogy, will it be hard? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, like, it's up to you to decide whether or not you're gonna let that be a hindrance. Last but not least, number 4, the arrival fallacy. So this one I've talked a lot about in my previous videos, but I really wanted to go in depth because I think this one is so essential to finding your purpose and finding what you're passionate about. It's believing that once you reach a specific goal, that then you will be happy and fulfilled. It's the whole, I'll be happy when I reach 10K followers on YouTube, or I'll be happy when I'm in a relationship and I find my future husband, or I'll be happy when I have my dream job and my dream career. This fallacy really goes into play with dopamine and the reward system. I've actually read a lot of articles and different books about this specific topic because I find it very fascinating. It's a very unsustainable form of motivation. What's tough about this is that you never feel like you've made it, no matter what you accomplish. And it makes happiness very conditional, which is not what we want. This is a very common fallacy for a lot of high achievers. It's like, when you have a very formulaic approach to life, high school, college, getting a corporate job afterwards, there's certain milestones that you have to hit, certain, grades and standards that you need to meet in order to progress in life. And you always have something next. I'm out of college. What I do next is up to me. Like, there's a lot of ambiguity around, what is next? What is going to be the next big accomplishment? And I think, with happiness, like, it's up to me. Now that I'm out, now that I'm kind of free, it's up to me to determine like what my next steps are and like what I want my life to look like. And it's easy to fall in this trap of, ooh, when I get to this promotion or this like salary, this number, whatever it is, that then I'll be happy. The problem here is that you disconnect from the present and you run off of anticipation, not fulfillment. It's all false. You're allowing dopamine to take over. Dopamine is the molecule in your brain that involves the motivation system and propels you towards action. You need dopamine. You need dopamine to create motivation. You need dopamine to push you to do things and act fast. It's part of being a human. Dopamine is driven by the lack. It highlights the lack. It's a very human thing because dopamine's role from an anthropological standpoint is meant to, help you survive and get food and ensure that you're continuing to live. But now that we're in a modern age, the role of dopamine has shifted a lot. The solve is really about, finding your purpose and engaging in more mission-driven work. And I guess, not everybody has something that they're super passionate about, and I get it, but if you're a high achiever and if you have a lot of goals, that you want to achieve, I would highly recommend, thinking about your big why. Like, why do you want to do what it is that you want to do? I'm not here to judge anybody for maybe not having a purpose or not giving back or helping others, but there should be an element of fulfillment and enjoyment from the work that you do. The saying is kind of oversaid and a little cringy, but happiness truly is about the journey and not the destination. And so I think it's really about reframing your perspective about the work that you have to put in. I do believe in romanticizing the day-to-day. That was kind of why I started my whole channel, was to reinforce this message of romanticizing the everyday moments, because not every day is going to be a big high. There are gonna be a lot of lows. It's important to set your expectations, but to also enjoy what you do. I wanna enjoy my life. I want to be able to live the life of my dreams. I wanna have the best life possible for me. Not for anybody else, but for me. And so whatever it is that I'm doing needs to be with intention and also is something that I enjoy. As a high achiever, you're constantly used to sacrificing things in order to get what you want and delaying gratification. But I think it's also important to reinforce balance and find a sustainable routine that works for you. I'm trying to live a happy life and I'm trying to build the best version of me possible. Right, Olive? Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.